Rock on Beer viewers. I just wanted to take this opportunity to do a little review of a very new Danish beer. In fact, the release party for this beer was just last night in Aalborg at Basement Bar. And so it's totally brand new. I'm not even sure if I don't even think they sell it in the stores anymore. I actually got it at a Christmas market here in Odense yesterday. The brewery was downtown selling beers, and they happened to be selling this kind of. So I guess I'll be the first one to be doing a review of it, which is kind of cool. This is a collaboration beer between Ugly Duck Brewing Company and Hornbeer, both really good Danish breweries. And it is an export lager. You can see here. Hopefully you can see anyway. It says on the label, "Old school beer with a new school twist," a collaboration between Hornbeer and Ugly Duck Brewing Company. And then let's see on the back. I'll try and I'll try and translate quickly. It's brewed in the style of old export beer with decoction mash. They wanted to focus on the malt, so they used clean Danish Pilsner malt. Looks like that's it, and that's from a local maltster here in Denmark. The beer is brewed with lager yeast, cold, and had a long lagering period, 2 months at 0 degrees. And it's unfiltered, unpasteurized, and then this is where they go from the old school to the new school, is with the hops. Instead of using the boring German hops, they have decided to use tropical Nelson Sauvignon. So this beer is brewed like an old export Helles or Dortmunder style. With the decoction mash and everything, except that it's using the Nelson hop, which we'll see how that affects. So it's, I guess it is old school meets new school. Just gonna give it a pour into my nice Sluts Pilsner glass. Now this is a super fresh too, so we should get plenty of hops if I don't pour over. I mean, in fact, it's not even in stores yet, so it should be ultra fresh. But you can see it's got a huge bubbly white head. It's pretty clear. They didn't, even though it's unfiltered, you can tell that it's just, I can see the camera through it. So it's a really beautiful beer. Looks great. Looks nice and lagerish. Nice, beautiful head on top. Get a lot of Pilsner malt. It's actually really Pilsner malt forward. It smells like it should, but it does have kind of a more tropical, instead of that kind of, there's that grassy tone to it, but it's more tropical than, for instance, if you were to use something like Hallertau, some kind of German hop in this. There's definitely that underlying Nelson kind of fruitiness, but it is still, it doesn't really take that much away from a good Pilsner smell, in my opinion. Okay, yeah, the Nelson is it's a lot more apparent in taste. It's nice. It's got a nice light mouthfeel, but with a highly carbonated. So Pilsner mouthfeel. But that Nelson is omnipresent. Don't get a lot of maltiness from it. It's kind of there in the background. But usually if you get like a really old school German type, Pilsner with a decoction mash, you get that really kind of complex, bready maltiness, but it's totally taken over here by the Nelson. It's definitely in the background. Yeah, tropical fruit. A little bit of kind of lager yeastiness to it. Not like an off flavor, but you know, definitely an unfiltered lager. Obviously easy drinking since I've already downed half the glass. Yeah, the Nelson is nice. It doesn't, now that I've had some more drinks of it, it doesn't take over as much as I thought. I mean, it's also a little bit bitter, but not, I mean, it's a good beer. I actually really like it. And I actually don't like Nelson very much, as a matter of fact. It's one of the hops that I usually lean away from, but it's actually pretty nice here. Yeah, it's a really nice, drinkable Pilsner with kind of a twist to it. Oh, super highly carbonated. Sit that down there. Yeah, so export lager. On my scale, I would give this an 8. It's a really nice beer, and I didn't expect anything different from Hornbeer and Ugly Duck. They both make really great beer here in Denmark. Ugly Duck makes one of my favorite pilsners, the Helmuth Kellerbier. So they have definitely some experience in making hoppy lagers, but this is nice. I think they captured exactly what they wanted. It tastes it's an old school beer with a new school hop, and I think it actually works really well together. I'll definitely be picking this up when it hits the shops, and I'm hopefully I will get it on tap here locally, since this Ugly Duck is a kind of a local brewery here. But yeah, if you're in Denmark, or if you can get a hold of export lager, especially fresh, I totally recommend it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and I'm gonna say cheers to you guys. See you next time.
Yeah, it's juicy, pretty bitter, but not not as bitter as Mars actually. This one kind of has like a passion fruit bubblegummy type sweetness to it. I mean, the hops are really pronounced